Think you're old, damaged €1 coins are worthless. Think again. Some of these tiny, worn-out coins hiding in your pocket or drawer could actually be worth a fortune, yes, even in bad condition. From rare minting errors to ultra-scarce country editions, a few €1 coins have shocked collectors by selling for huge amounts of money. In this video, we're uncovering the most valuable €1 coins you should never ignore, because the next one you find could change everything. First up, the €1 2002 coin in very bad condition is a small yet historically meaningful piece of currency that represents the beginning of a new economic era in Europe when the euro was officially introduced in 2002 across multiple countries, and although this coin may look insignificant today, especially when it is heavily worn, scratched, corroded, or discolored, it still carries a long journey of circulation, usage, and physical transformation that reflects years of handling by countless people, exposure to different environments, and gradual deterioration of its original features. And when we analyze such a coin in extremely poor condition, we typically observe that the once bright copper-plated surface has turned dark brown, black, or even greenish due to oxidation and corrosion, and in many cases the outer copper layer has partially worn away, revealing the steel core beneath, which may appear as gray or silver patches. And this kind of damage is very common because the coin is made of copper-plated steel rather than solid copper, making it more vulnerable to rust and environmental wear, especially if it has been exposed to moisture, soil, sweat, or chemicals over time. And as the wear increases, important details such as the year 2002, the words Eurocent, the European map on the common side, and the national design on the reverse side, which differs depending on the issuing country, like Germany's oak twig, Italy's Castel del Monte, France's Marianne, or Spain's cathedral imagery, become faint or almost completely unrecognizable, which significantly reduces the coin's attractiveness to collectors, because in numismatics condition is one of the most important factors determining value, and coins are graded on a scale ranging from poor P to mint state MS, so a coin in bad condition usually falls into the lowest categories such as poor or fair, where only the basic outline remains visible and most fine details are lost, and due to this heavy wear the market value of such a coin is generally extremely low, often equal to its face value of 1 cent or just slightly higher if sold in bulk or as part of a mixed lot, which in Pakistani currency translates to only a few rupees, making it practically insignificant in terms of financial gain. However, despite this low value, there are certain rare situations where even a badly damaged €1 2002 coin could become interesting or slightly valuable. For example, if it originates from a low mintage country such as Monaco, San Marino, or Vatican City, where fewer coins were produced compared to major countries, or if the coin contains a minting error like an off-center strike, double die impression, clipped planchet, or unusual metal flaw, as error coins are often collected for their uniqueness regardless of condition, and in such cases the value could rise from a few euros to much higher depending on rarity and demand. But it is very important to understand that such cases are extremely rare, and the vast majority of coins found in everyday circulation do not have these special characteristics. And another aspect worth considering is the presence of mint marks, especially on German coins, which include letters such as A, D, F, G, and J representing different mints. And while collectors sometimes seek to complete sets of all mint marks, they still prefer coins in better condition, so a heavily worn example is usually only kept as a placeholder rather than a prized collectible. And over time, as the coin continues to circulate or remains in poor storage conditions, it may degrade even further, losing more of its design and becoming increasingly difficult to identify, which eventually turns it into little more than a piece of damaged metal with minimal numismatic interest. Yet from an educational perspective, such a coin can still be valuable because it demonstrates how coins age, how metal reacts to environmental factors, and how circulation impacts physical appearance, making it useful for beginners who are learning about coin grading, composition, and identification, and it also serves as a reminder to be cautious of misleading claims often seen online or on social media platforms where ordinary coins like the €1 cent 2002 are sometimes exaggerated as being worth hundreds or thousands of euros, when in reality only specific rare varieties or rare coins can reach such high values while the overwhelming majority remain common and inexpensive. So in conclusion, a €1 cent 2002 coin in very bad condition is not a valuable collectible in most cases but rather a widely circulated and heavily used piece of currency whose importance lies more in its historical background, educational use, and representation of everyday economic life than in its actual market price, and unless it possesses a rare feature, unique error, or originates from a scarce issuing country, it is generally worth only its face value and is best appreciated as a simple yet enduring symbol of the euro's early years rather than a source of significant financial return. Next up, the €1 cent coin 2007, issued under the authority of the European Central Bank as part of the widely circulated euro system, is one of the smallest denominations in European currency yet carries a surprisingly deep level of historical, economic, and numismatic importance even when found in bad condition, and to fully understand its significance, one must consider not only its physical characteristics but also its journey through circulation, the diversity of its national designs, and the realities of coin collecting in worn states, as the 2007 issue was minted by multiple Eurozone countries including Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Belgium, the Netherlands, and others, each country imprinting its own cultural identity on the obverse side while maintaining a standardized reverse design featuring a globe with Europe highlighted, symbolizing unity among nations, and this dual design system makes even common coins interesting to collectors who aim to gather sets from different countries or mints, but when such a coin is described as being in bad condition, it typically means that it has undergone extensive wear and tear over years of circulation, showing visible damage such as scratches, dents, rim wear, faded inscriptions, and in many cases corrosion or rust, which is especially common for this coin because it is made of copper-plated steel, a material that, while cost-effective for mass production, is vulnerable to environmental damage if the outer copper layer is compromised, exposing the steel core beneath and leading to oxidation that creates dark spots, rough textures, and sometimes even pitting on the surface, particularly in humid climates or when coins are stored improperly in damp environments or handled frequently without care, and this degradation significantly reduces the coin's visual appeal and collectible grade, placing it in categories such as poor P, fair FR, or good G according to numismatic grading standards, where much of the original detail may be lost or barely visible. Yet despite this decline in condition, the coin still retains educational and historical value, as collectors and researchers often study worn coins to understand circulation patterns, metal durability, and how different minting techniques hold up over time, and in some cases even a badly worn coin can gain attention if it possesses a rare feature such as a minting error, like an off-center strike, double die, or unusual plating defect, or if it originates from a mint with lower production numbers, such as certain German mint marks A, D, F, G, J. Although for a typical 2007 1-cent coin without any rare characteristics, the financial value in bad condition remains extremely low, often equivalent to its face value of €0.01 or only slightly higher, and it is important to address the widespread misconception, especially on social media and video platforms, that such coins can be worth thousands or millions, which is generally false unless verified by professional grading services and supported by genuine rarity or error, making it essential for collectors to rely on accurate information and expert evaluation rather than hype. Yet beyond monetary considerations, the coin still represents a tangible piece of modern European history, having been part of everyday transactions across different countries, passing through countless hands, markets, and environments, effectively acting as a small but meaningful artifact of economic life in the Eurozone, and for beginners in coin collecting, even a damaged 2007 1 euro-cent coin can serve as an accessible entry point into the hobby, encouraging learning about mint marks, design variations, grading systems, and the broader story of how the euro unified diverse national currencies into a single system starting in 2002, and some collectors even deliberately include coins in various states of wear within their collections to compare conditions and study how details fade over time, adding a scientific and analytical dimension to the hobby, while others may simply keep such coins as curiosities or conversation pieces, appreciating their journey rather than their price. And ultimately, the 1 euro cent 2007 in bad condition may not offer significant financial reward, but it remains valuable as a symbol of European integration, a subject of numismatic study, and a reminder that even the smallest and most worn coins can carry stories shaped by years of use, environmental exposure, and human interaction, making it far more than just a piece of low-value currency despite its modest appearance. Next up, the 1 euro cent coin 2005 is a very common yet historically meaningful piece of currency issued under the authority of the European Central Bank and used across countries that adopted the euro, and although it holds a face value of just 1 cent, its importance goes far beyond that when examined from a numismatic and historical perspective, especially when the coin is found in bad condition, because such coins tell a long story of circulation, where, in real-world usage across multiple countries and environments over many years, the 2005 issue was minted by several Eurozone nations including Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Belgium, Austria, and others, and each country produced its own unique obverse front design while sharing a common reverse side that displays a globe with Europe highlighted, symbolizing unity and cooperation within Europe, making these coins interesting for collectors who try to collect all country variations, and for example, Germany's version shows an oak twig symbolizing stability and strength, while Italy's coin features Castel del Monte, and other countries have their own national symbols, meaning even though the denomination is the same, the design differences create collectible diversity. When a 1 euro cent 2005 coin is in bad condition, it usually means that it has been heavily circulated for many years and shows clear physical damage such as scratches, dents, worn edges, faded details, discoloration, and sometimes corrosion or rust, which is very common for this coin because it is made from copper-plated steel, a material that is cheap and practical for mass production but not highly resistant to damage once the outer copper layer is worn away, and once that thin layer is damaged, the steel inside reacts with moisture and air, leading to oxidation that causes dark spots, rough surfaces, and even flaking, especially in humid climates or when coins are exposed to water, sweat, or poor storage conditions, and this is why many old 1 cent coins from 2005 appear dull, damaged, or uneven in color compared to newer or well-preserved coins, and such deterioration significantly reduces the coin's grade in numismatic terms, placing it in categories like poor P, fair FR, or good G, where most of the fine design details may be partially or completely lost. From a value perspective, a badly damaged 2005 1 euro cent coin is generally worth only its face value, 0.01 euro, or slightly more in bulk, because millions of these coins were produced and they are not rare in normal circumstances, and it is very important to understand that most claims on social media or YouTube suggesting such coins are worth thousands or millions are usually false or exaggerated, unless the coin has a rare minting error, such as off-center strike, double die, or unusual metal defect, or comes from a very low mintage variety, which is uncommon for 2005 issues, although some collectors may still keep worn coins for study or collection completion purposes. especially if they are trying to gather coins from all Eurozone countries regardless of condition. Despite its low monetary value, the historical and educational importance of the coin remains strong, as it represents the early years of euro circulation after its introduction in 2002, reflecting the economic integration of Europe and the transition from national currencies to a shared system. And a badly worn coin can actually be more interesting in some ways because it shows real-life usage, having passed through countless hands, markets, shops, and countries over time, effectively acting as a small historical artifact of daily economic life in Europe. And for beginners in coin collecting, such a coin can serve as a starting point to learn about mint marks like A, D, F, G, J in Germany, country designs, grading systems, and metal composition, while more advanced collectors may analyze wear patterns, corrosion effects, and minting quality differences between countries. In conclusion, the €1 2005 in bad condition is not a valuable coin in terms of price, but it is still meaningful as a piece of circulating history, a learning tool for collectors, and a symbol of European unity. And even though it may look worn, damaged, or insignificant, it carries a story shaped by years of use, environmental exposure, and human interaction, proving that even the smallest and most common coins can hold importance beyond their face value. Please like and subscribe to my channel.